Guys, welcome back to my channel. It's the Woman of the Father. If you're new here, guys, welcome. If you're returning, y'all already know what it is, y'all. We are lit for the Most High, and that's period, that's point, and that's blank. Okay, and so people, family, I just want to come on here and say that I have a thought I want to share with you guys. Not only a thought, I have revelation from the Father and questioning. Okay, and so I don't know what about y'all, but me personally, I feel like after out of all these news, bear with me while I try to get this message out, y'all. Out of all the stuff that's been coming aloof lately, like up to the surface, it's been so much stuff that has been coming to the surface, y'all. Everything that we have been taught has been a lie. Everything, like far as like the holidays, the name of our Father that's in heaven, um our lineage, where we come from, oh, this is like so many lies after lies after lies after lies. And lately, it feels like, I don't know if y'all ever seen like them DNA shows where it be like, you are not the father, and you thinking after all these years and decades that this is your father, but come to find out this is not your father. And them type of feelings probably linger, like such as confusion, disappointment, questions like, what do you mean, out of all this time I was worshiping this name, what do you mean this is not my father, this is not the father, right? And so that's how I've been feeling, lady, y'all. Just been feel like torn in between, because like I said, growing up, I grew up in the church. I got baptized at an early age. um my grandmother and my grandfather and them, they was very spiritual in the family, very God fearing, will Father the Most High fearing. They feared the Father that which is in heaven. They taught the whole family this. We went to church. It was like a thing. And so my grandmother, she passed away probably about 4 years ago. And when she passed away, y'all, I had a dream. And so to say this, to say that she passed away. When she passed away, I went to her funeral, y'all. I was pregnant with my last child. And so I went to her funeral. I was pregnant with my last child. And then, I had the baby or whatever. And I went to go get the baby ears pierced. This was probably like, she probably was like 3 months. I think, how old your baby got to be when they get the ears pierced? As soon as the limit of the age you can get the baby ears pierced, I went to go get her ears pierced. It had to be like 3 months or something like that. And my grandma, she probably had passed away like 2 months or 3 months before the baby was born. And so my grandmother, she came to me in a dream. And when she came to me in a dream, she was just like, she called me on this phone. And this phone was like no other phone. It was like no phone of this earth. It's like an old phone at that. It was like one of them phones, you gotta spin the dial the number, and it had the, the hook type of phone you pick up. It's like an old phone. And she called me on that phone. And we was at her funeral. It's like she kind of like came out of her cast. It was like an animated, like you had, the dream was like, and she was calling me on the phone, and I answered the call, and I'm like, hey grandma, hey, just, and she was like, I see you got them baby ears pierced. And I'm just like, how in my dream, like, how does she know that I got the baby ears pierced? This was like, I haven't even had the baby yet. When my grandmother had passed away, I had the baby after she passed away. And I did get the baby ears pierced. And in the dream, she was like, I see you got the baby ears pierced. And so I took it as like she was telling me to answer the calling that was over my life. Like, I can interpret dreams. Like, the Father, he sent me dreams, and I can interpret it to a point where my grandmother was telling me to answer the calling. Like, she was passing the lineage to me, and she was telling me to answer the calling that was over my life. And so I went to my mother. I told her, I said, Ma, grandma came to me in a dream, and she called me on the phone, and she was telling me how she see that I got the baby ears pierced. Like, how could she even know that she passed away? This happened after she passed away. And I automatically knew the Father has revealed to me that he was telling me to answer the calling that was over my life. And it took me so long because even before that, like I was always had the Lord in my life at an early age. I got baptized and stuff like that. So it took me a minute, like in my day-to-day life, far as working around. I'm just was always a spiritual person, talking of the word to people, uplifting people, always been his people. But like little recent, the Father told me to take it like more abroad. And the Father was telling me he was going to bless me in ministry and praying over people and stuff like that. So it was like a whole reveal to me. And in that time, I was figuring out things and figuring out myself and stuff like this. And to come to this time now, that all through my awakening, the Father has revealed to me that the name we've been praising, these holidays, all this stuff was not of him. We was not keeping his holy holidays. We was not like praising his name. We was praising other GODs, other LORDs. And I've been talking to the Father in these last couple of days, and I'm just like, speak to me, Father, because it just seems so unreal. Like all this time, I'm so used to calling on the name JESUS, and it's just like, make this stuff make sense. Like it's just so confusion. Okay. And it's like in the Bible it said anything that's of confusion is of the devil, right? And so it's just like, why did these people lie to us all this time? Why did they hide our lineage? Why did they erase the Father's name out the Bible? Why did they push their religions on us? Why did they put their GODs on us? Why did they put their LRDs? Why did they try to make us believe everything that they believe? And why did they take us so far away from the truth? After all these decades and centuries, all this time to pass, we all been worshiping this their definition of a God, their definition of the LORD. It has not been our Father which is in heaven. And so the Father, he been like very patient with me, because he know that this is a hard pill for me to swallow. And not only for me to swallow, y'all, but for y'all to swallow. It's for the whole world to swallow. Okay? But the Father wants you to know that he's real. He is real. No matter how much they try to switch up his name, no matter how they try to take him out the Bible and switch him up and, just literally just try to erase him, we know he is in us. So he wants us to know that we was never lost from him. And so at this point in life, he just revealing to me and to the whole world of his real commandments and his real truth, his real word. And all this time, guys, I don't know about y'all, but they put some commandments in the Bible. They chose certain commandments to put in the King James Bibles from a list of 613 commandments. It's called the Torah. It's spelled TORAH. And I remember one time, probably before I was even getting into YouTube, y'all, this is when the Father has put me in isolation. He put me in isolation for a minute away from family, friends. He was revealing to me things like he wanted me to come out from under them. He wanted me to, even though my family tried to make me the black sheep, that's what God wanted anyway. And that's what I wanted anyway. I always felt like it was something deeper. It was something deeper than what I was taught. I always had this close connection with the Father, which is higher than all of us, the creator of everything. And so whether they lied about his name or not, I always was that one that questioned the whys and the whens and the wheres, because make it make sense. Why can anybody drop in the comments and make this make sense for me? Why did they have to translate the Father's name so many times? Right? What was the reason of translating this name? Just like we had to come over here and learn English, we could have learned Hebrew. We was of that type of, back in the days. We was of that. Our God was of that. They could have kept the Bible Hebrew. We could have learned it. They switched it up interpreted things, took his name off the Bible. In the Hebrew Bible, his name was in the Bible over 6,500 times. And they took it out and put titles like Lord God, Lord thy God. And it's just like, why? Why so many lies? Why is the confusion? But the Father wants us to know that in this hour, stand 10 toes down. Stand 10 toes down right now in the last hour, y'all, because even though it's looking like what it's looking like, the Father has a plan. All this has to work out in his divine will for him to come back and do what it is that he is going to do, which is make heaven on earth. Okay? And so all the people who lied and took stuff out that Bible and switched up his name, they all are paying for it to this day. The Father's wrath is here. Okay? And I just my pet peeve because it's making me mad because all this time, like, why did y'all move that? And then this was what I was saying, that Torah, I had stumbled upon it right before this YouTube, before I even started my YouTube. I stumbled upon like the Torah. And I was reading, I'm like, wait a minute, so you mean to tell me when I found it, I was like, you mean to tell me all this time they've been telling us it was 10 commandments and it's over like 613 commandments that the Father, Yahshua, Yahshua, and Yahuwah. Okay? Yahuwah is the Father and Yahshua is the Son. You mean to tell me all this time we only been following 10 of those commandments? 10. They picked and choose what they was going to put in the Bible and what they was going to take out the Bible. And let me tell you, the Father is so high and mighty. Like, he been revealing so much stuff to me. So much stuff. And that's why I come on here and I share this stuff with y'all. The family and the children of the Father. Because at this hour, he is pulling his sheep back in. Okay? And just like I said, not only am I teaching, but the Father is also teaching me. I don't care how much the Father teaches me, I'm still a student. He's still revealing things to me each and every day. He's still revealing things to me. I'm still a student to myself. When it comes to the Father, I am a student. He is the teacher. And honestly, whatever he teach me, I come and tell y'all. And so I pray y'all guys have an ear to listen, a heart to receive. And I hope I didn't sound like I was like all over the place, because I had this in my heart and my mind. I wanted to get it out. And I just want to know, like, out of all this time, why was we lied to? Why was the lies? Why was the deception so thick? Why was it just this? Like, why? And still to this day, they lying. Still to this day, they hiding stuff. And it's frustrating. It really is, because you think the truth is right here, and then it's really over there. And so if you've been following me for a while, you know I don't celebrate none of these holidays. Mother's Day, Father's Day, Cousin Day, Uncle Day, Christmas, Easter. I celebrate the Passover. I'm celebrating the holy holidays that the Father told us to keep. And I'm still learning all of those, okay? So bear with me. I'm going to bring out more stuff of what the Father is revealing to me. And I pray you guys stay close so y'all can not be left behind in this hour, okay? And so if you know somebody that need to hear this message, share my channel, y'all. If you know somebody that need to hear my messages, period, share this channel. Like, comment, subscribe, because honestly, what I do for myself and what I do for the world will pass away, but only thing will last is what I do for the Father. And that's the only thing that matters. That's the only thing that matters to me, is that his people know the truth in this hour. Awaken in this hour, the Father has said. Awaken. He is pulling the veil off our eyes in this hour. We can stay asleep if we want to, then you're gonna go down with these people that he's gonna come back and get. The people who destroyed this earth. The people who destroy his word, his name. Okay? And so with that being said, I love y'all out there. I hope y'all having a great, wonderful Thursday. And until the next time, guys, y'all already know what it is. Love and peace. Bye.